the Arewa Consultative Forum. What are they up to? We learned that they are not happy with Tinubu. The northern region is angry. Regret voting for Tinubu, ready to go against him in 2027. This is coming from Arewa Forum. The Arewa Consultative Forum, a northern Nigerian socio-cultural group, has stated that the northern people regret voting for President Bola Tinubu in 2023. The president of the Arewa Youth Consultative Forum, AYCF, Alhaji Shetima Yerima, added that the northern people are willing to work against Tinubu's re-election in 2027 if he does not change the current situation of the country. So there's a caveat there, there's a condition there. Not that they wouldn't want to support him, but if and only if things don't change for the better, because the current situation we are in is very, 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 very bad. Some people will tell you that, oh yes, Nigerians have been suffering before. Yes, so we know the degree at which Nigeria and Nigerians have been suffering. So to what degree and what level has it increased to? That is what we are talking about. Making excuses for people who are making life uncomfortable for you. It is what I don't get. Is what I don't get. I watched some program yesterday when some people were like, oh yes, the economy is why there are a lot of bad things, a lot of people who are into sharp practices, into bad behavior, committing atrocities here and there. It is as a result of the economy and all of that. So some people will not say, yeah, is it because of the government of the day? Yes, it's the government of the day, but that does not take away the fact. Of course, when the evil is there, when hunger is increasing, people can do and undo. But that does not justify you go and be committing atrocities here and there. But it's part of it. It's part of it. It's not justification. See, you can say, I cannot do this. The way and manner at which some people behave and level of tolerance differ from people to people. If you expect some people to do this and they are not doing it, but you'll be able to control yourself, you'll be able to discipline yourself, good and fine. That does not mean other people will be able to discipline themselves. But those who are into atrocities of one atrocity or the other need to be told that you just have to be careful. If you do the wrong thing, nobody's going to consider you. But the government itself must do the right thing so that the level of poverty, the level of insecurity or whatever should be reduced. That's what we are talking about. Not that somebody will come as a leader or in a particular government will see increase the suffering of the people. Try to make sure that you reduce it, even make it better than the way you met it. Even if people are like, oh, we want something to be, in the scale of 1 to 10, if you are getting like a 5 before, depending on how you want to calculate it, just reduce it, if not to the level at which people really want it, but do something, not that you increase the suffering. That is exactly what the problem is with this Tinubu's government. Well, again, this Arewa forum coming to tell us this cock and bull story. How many Arewa do we have? Before the day ends today, you hear another group of people coming out to say, oh, nobody can speak on our behalf. Another group, different group. All I know is that everybody go and do whatever you like. As it is now, everybody is being served the breakfast. You know how you are going to come out of the breakfast or out of the whole thing, out of the whole situation. It is an individual thing. Because when you hear people say, oh, we are not going to do this, we are not going to do that, but that very day, the same set of people who have been condemning, who are even bearing the brunt, are the same people that will still go and vote for them. So all this, we are not going to do this, forget all of those stories. How it faces you, face it, handle it that way. Whatever you want to do that day, if you want to re-elect somebody or if you want to take the person out, it now depends on individual. But all this set of groups or set of a camp or whatever they call themselves, stop listening to them. You as a person should know what you want. Nobody needs to cajole you. Do you expect somebody to tell you that you are hungry before you know you are hungry? You know you are hungry, so you do the needful to get yourself food. Where he addressed the broader dissatisfaction in the north, reflecting on the high expectations from the Tinubu's led government, emphasizing the need to addressing security and economic hardship to win back the trust of the northern populace. The Arewa youth leader also criticized some state governors for their lack of creativity and initiative in generating revenue within their state. But the federal government is comfortable with them. They will tell you that, oh, the federal government has allocated, or they get some sort of a allocation, and what are they doing with it? Why is the federal government not calling them out? Why is the federal government himself not calling them out? Because all of them, they know exactly what they are doing. Speaking with Vanguard, he noted that some governors rely heavily on federal allocations, preferring to share federal funds with their cronies rather than investing in their state development. But nobody will ever agree that anybody's too. They will tell you it is witch hunting. And nobody, with all the things that they are talking about, some people, money missing, misappropriation of funds, but you will never see anybody that they are going to hold responsible for that. He argued that decentralizing the federal structure will force states to become more productive and self-sufficient, ultimately benefiting the entire country. Yerima added that there are massive regrets from northern people who voted for Tinubu in 2023 despite the failures of his party man, Muhammadu Buhari. In some quarters, there are certain regrets by northern region. Don't forget the 8 years of Buhari's administration brought nothing to the north. So the expectation was so high that Tinubu knew where the problem lay. And someone like me who had worked with him and taken him as a role model, I believed, he said he believed that he knew so much about the problems of this country and would approach the issues not as a military man but as a democrat and would be able to proffer solutions to them. But the people are disappointed because they are not getting what they expected of him. In fairness to him, the situation was very bad. Everybody knew that whoever succeeded Buhari would go through a thorough path to succeed. We never expected that after 8 years of rubbish, Tinubu will perform a miracle in 2 years. Yes, there are expected reforms, and without kids, we may not get the results immediately. But what is expected from the government is that whatever policy you are bringing, there must be a cushioning effect so that people would not unnecessarily suffer. People have suffered enough. If he had done it that way, nobody would have accused Tinubu of ill intention to balkanize the country or govern against any section of the country. He is very exposed and not a local champion. But sometimes it is one thing to come up with policy, but the implementation might not go well with the people. The North is angry with the government, but the government still has another opportunity in less than 2 years to turn things around. Some of us are not in a hurry to conclude that Tinubu might not be of any good to the North. We know the journey is rough. Let us give him some benefit of the doubts and encourage him. If he doesn't do anything, that will positively impact the lives of the people. Some of us can gang up against him and put our votes where we know we can get better treatment. We will sit down with all stakeholders, arrive at a conclusion, and look for alternatives. Right now, it is too early to conclude that Tinubu has failed. Of course, Tinubu has failed. Though. So you has not failed because you can see boast of 2, 3 meals, even good meals at that at your level. Is it the same thing with other people? Because when we are looking at things, people who cannot feed now you can feed. Maybe your purchasing power just reduced by maybe 5%. Some people purchasing power has reduced by 95%. You can still be coping. So that is one thing I don't like what people say. What I'm always thinking of now, those who cannot even eat now. You cannot eat now, you are talking about you have to be patient. those are the those are the people we need to be putting into consideration. You need to put them into consideration, not you that you can see afford 2 square meal, you that you can see afford 3 square meal, but maybe the quality might not be as what you really wanted it to be. Not to talk of somebody, whatever quality you are talking, whatever quality or quantity of food you are talking about, the person cannot even afford anything. The person just needs something to be able to have strength, to even they take in and have strength. Talking of strength, that's what the person not talking about how his body or our body is going to be nourished, but just to have strength. That is what we are talking about. And we have them in millions. You say, oh, you see have hope. Somebody who cannot even that is the problem we have. We are always looking things from our own angle. Okay, I can see cope. So if I can see cope, it's not as bad as what people think. It's as worse as what you can think. You are trying to make excuse because you are trying to be on the fence. You are making excuse for Tinubu. Is it not the same Tinubu? You said Buhari said this thing was bad, but the same Tinubu was telling you that everything was okay, and he said he's going to continue from where Buhari saw. So what were you thinking? So what kind of reforms are you talking about? He said he's going to continue for it, and he has been borrowing money. They are borrowing money left, right, and center, and also they are not even helping issues. They are extravagant. This is spending extravagantly, and you are trying to tell us that they know what they are doing. Okay, oh, all of you continue to deceive yourself. Oh. Well, somebody says, hey, you people lie. Tinubu must finish. Oh. The North has been in power for years and nothing significant has happened. But let's truth be told, Tinubu is even worse. Tinubu, with the way Buhari spoiled everything, Buhari is not even better than Tinubu. That's from the situation of things. See, the suffering that Buhari brought into Nigeria, he was doing it systematically. Unlike Tinubu, he was just dishing out the problem. Somebody who really have what it takes to make things happen. We'll be doing it gradually. Even if you want to do reforms, you look at it, every 6 months, see what any reform that you bring, see how it's going to go. But his own, the more it's damaging the people, the more it's bringing another one. That is where the problem is. And to me, there's no genuineness, there's no truthfulness about this whole thing. It's all about selfish interest. Whatever reforms Tinubu is doing is to his own benefit and the benefit of his cronies. It's not to the benefit of anybody. Forget about it. If you know its antecedents, you know that he's not there to benefit anybody. How can you tell me somebody who is exposed will be glorifying Agberu? See the Agberu that they put in Lagos. Of what use is Agberu? They were telling us that some people were really into robbery and all of that, so they brought them together, and you brought them to even make life uncomfortable for the people. Tell me one good thing. The program that people who are in Lagos are just who are thriving, that doing that on their own accord to make things happen on their own. It's not as if it is the government policies that is making people to do better, or to are people really doing better? Go and check the statistics. That's what we need to know. Well, I am a northerner and I deeply appreciate Tinubu administration. If I have something to regret, is voting for that corrupt Borno State governor, Baba Gana Zulu. Baba Gana Zulu, where they see they praise. Now this one they thought say one thing. Okay. Need to be spoken out if truly. I know Baba Maradona has a way to render their plan useless. The highest votes that we give him winning will still come from the north. Every Nigeria except the ones that are directly benefiting from these governments are angry with him, not just the northerners, and he will definitely face the music in 2027. One thing about this northern is that they are the one who are so tribalistic. Anything like the other woman was asking before the election that Tinubu, what do you have for us up north? If other people like Igbo talk and they go say, oh, these are the people, they don't believe in one Nigeria, but they are the ones they practice this tribalism and division of Nigeria. Everybody that most of them that talks from that north, they don't talk about Nigeria. North, 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 north. So Shetima wants to tell us, Shetima, this is Yerima Shetima that is a, he says he stayed in Lagos, he stays in Yoruba land and all of that. You know the character of a Yoruba people, the character of those places. At least you have lived there from some of the things I've heard from you. So when you're talking about the country, why can't you talk about Nigeria as a whole? Why are you always talking about the north, the north, the north, the north? Even if those who have not even stayed in the north, in as much we are talking about Nigeria, you should not be talking about oh, my Igbo people are suffering, oh, my Yoruba people are suffering. Oh, it is Nigerians, because this thing is all over. When Kemi Badenoch was saying that he's not related to the north, oh, you people can come and say one thing. But anytime you want to talk the things that we are going through in Nigeria, you begin to segregate yourself, separate yourself. Oh, the north is this, the north is that. But somebody tells you that she's not part of Boko Haram, she's not the north. You say, oh, she's dividing, she's this, she's that. These are the things. They are so tribalistic and so self-centered set of people. So, guys, let's say your opinion and have your take on it.